Hey, it's Josh, and you're listening to The Other Show, a Rebel One podcast.
So sorry, guys. I just got back from one of my kids' choir concerts, and they're like every month. So yeah, I'm done with that.
And don't they sing the same songs like every year?
It seems that way. I'm not going to say that because it would be wrong, and I'm not going to say it in front of my daughter because she would feel less validated. But still, it seems that way. But yeah, I'm so glad that I don't have anything to do with choir at this point for myself. What about you, Josh?
Dude, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I've joined a choir.
Oh, I heard something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, so you joined a choir?
I alluded to that in our text earlier amongst the three of us. Yeah, I joined the ward choir.
What in heaven possessed you to do that?
I like that you said heaven because that keeps it very church friendly. So
Well, it's because God wants you in the choir, Satan wants you away, but it's a curse to anyone involved anyway.
Dude, I feel like a fraud. Like I have
you have imposter syndrome in the church choir?
the second worst, imposter syndrome I know. Honestly, we're doing this. Marianne and I are doing this mainly to become.
So it was spousal pressure. Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Did you know what you signed up for when you got married?
No, I didn't. I mean, well, with marriage, yes, but I'm still learning that. We're not a year in yet, so
Sure.
I can't say with a surety what I signed up for on that. But
yeah, but I feel like you've already crossed a few lines, and one of them being the ward choir.
Yes, I honestly we signed up, we joined the choir mainly to kind of get to know everybody else in the ward.
That's not how you do it.
I honestly, I really know like maybe
Josh,
2 people.
The only people that join the ward choir are people over 80 or the weird ones that have a degree in like musical opera.
And I sit between those two.
And you guys. Wait, what do you sing, Josh?
With his voice.
Do you know?
No.
Yeah, there we go.
That's funny that you ask because
sure.
When I was talking to the guy next to me, the 80-year-old guy that would, I don't know who he is. His name's Bill.
Yeah,
but I was talking to Bill. And he asked, he's like, "Oh, so what are you, a tenor or a bass?" And I looked at him like, with this look on my face, like, I don't know. I'm just here because my wife wanted me to join.
So, do you know the difference between a tenor, a baritone, and a bass?
No, but I'm pretty sure because like I was in a ward choir probably about 20 years ago.
Okay, sure.
I'm
going to say you're a baritone, which is somewhere right in the middle.
Yeah, for the longest time, I thought I was an alto, and apparently I can't.
Josh, you're the only man in the world that thinks he's an alto because I swear,
so
any choir I've been in, every man swears they're a bass. They all think they're a bass.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I know I'm not a bass because, puberty was not good to me.
Oh, come on. Oh,
no, it wasn't. This beard that I'm sporting right now, look how spotty that is.
Yeah, no, it's a bit patchy. You're not lying.
It's very patchy. No.
Wait, what age did you hit puberty, by the way? I know this is a personal question, but let's jump into it.
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm still waiting for the hair on my legs. So, 40?
Wait. I remember in junior high, I had like no hair on my legs. And I remember some kid being like, how come you don't have any hair on your legs, dude? And I'm like, it got burned. It was burned off. and I was too embarrassed to say, I just don't grow hair yet.
Yeah, I'm the only boy in my whole family that does not have leg hair or chest hair.
I've got a little patch of chest hair. You currently don't have any chest hair?
No,
I think Spencer has us both beat.
No, have you guys ever... We're not going to take our shirts off because we're not a Bacon bit, okay? We're not that kind of
show. Sure.
But this is probably the show of the least hairy white men of all the podcasts out there.
Good company.
Well, I take after my grandpa, and I've got like no arm.
Wait, how do you know?
Because I've seen his legs.
Okay.
I mean, They're smoother than my
Okay.
grandma's.
I don't know. I don't know where to go from there. Speaking of old people, the ward choir. So have you sung a song yet? When they lead and they go altos, do you go, oh? You know, are you holding your hands up like this, like you're in?
Blessing.
Actually, that's pretty good.
I know. I'm like, I am in the wrong choir.
Could be in Motab with that voice, or Tap Cats.
Hey,
one of the two.
Tap Cats. Yep, Tap Cats.
A lot of regional references here, but let's keep it going.
Honestly, though, like, and this sounds ridiculous, considering that, you know, sitting in that choir, I feel like a seagull in a choir of songbirds, right? Like, I'm Scuttle. I mean, seriously.
So do you mouth the words when you're supposed to sing?
Yes, especially when we're, you know, they're like, okay, we want to like build this up and like we're gonna
truth is marching.
Yes, truth is marching. Like we want to yell at some. Like I'm not yelling. I'm just gonna mouth this by like. I learned very early on that you just mouth like Washington. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
You know, Washington.
So you are an imposter in the church
am.
choir.
I told you I have the second worst imposter syndrome I know, and
well played.
Yeah, I'm like this is not going to end well.
Do you feel like that everyone sitting nearby you will finally have some kangaroo court where they're calling you to task?
They're like, how do we get him out?
Are you worried that Marianne's going to find out that you've been faking it this whole time?
No, she's been encouraging. Oh, I see what you said.
Yeah. Is she a good singer? Is she talented? Can she sing well?
She is actually a pretty good singer.
Yeah. By the way, we almost replaced her or you with her tonight, and from now on, honestly, she jumped on the mics with us, and I was like, oh, this is an upgrade. No offense, Josh.
Honestly, she is an upgrade.
Yeah. She's super cool.
Yeah, she's
perfect for you.
Well, so keep us posted with any word choir updates.
I will.
I'm sure the listeners want to know so much about it.
If you want to come to church, I'm singing in the choir on April 19th. So
you're gonna have record low attendance.
Yeah.
You know, Kent?
Yeah.
I actually know somebody in Josh's ward. I know quite a few somebodies in Josh's ward. I used to live in it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
His HOA president and now his Elders Quorum president is my good friend at work, the other Kenny.
Kenny P.
Yeah, Kenny P.
Oh, okay. My enemy, sure.
And I've been getting constant texts from Josh the last few days. Hey, can you let Kenny know that somebody's parked on the street? I need somebody towed.
So that's why I got those weird texts. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah,
okay.
Like, oh, crap. Wrong, Kenny.
No, he's turning into Mrs. Kravitz.
I'm not going to fight back on this because I see this transformation happening. And the sad thing is I'm kind of okay with it.
Sure.
Like, the HOA is going to have to, like, pay for new blinds for my house because I've been bending them all just spying on my neighbors.
Are you that guy?
Apparently he is.
I am.
I am. I've told Kenny P that he just needs to give you like a little gold star and deputize you and send you around with that little yellow notebook to give people warnings.
So you're the neighborhood watch. Okay.
I
respect this. Yeah.
Kenny Pavia, Kenny P. You know where I live.
He's joining the choir. He's spying on neighbors. He's ratting people out. He's gone suburban on us.
Yeah, honestly. Where's the Karen haircut?
I just shave my head.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
Try to fight it.
He's getting cats. Next thing you know, he's going to pretend to be a DJ.
Hey, I'm really good at push and play.
That's all it takes, huh? Okay. Spencer, I think you had a story, didn't you?
Yes, I was actually going to say, I need to get your opinion on something, both of you.
Yes, join the choir. You will not regret it.
No, don't do it. Do not do it.
No, I'm going to give you a little background before I ask your opinion. So here's the background and the story, and then when we get to where I need your input, and maybe the audience as well, they can let me know what they think. So this last weekend, Stephanie and I had a wedding up in Logan. It was one of her best friends who was getting married at 8 a.m. in the morning.
What?
I know.
That's the devil's hour.
Right? But they had a choice to either get married at 8 a.m. or 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Yeah, easy.
I got married at 3. It was the best decision of my life.
I know. It was amazing. Okay, that's not the issue that I have here. Okay, the issue I have here is because it was so early, we stayed at a hotel, And I made sure that that hotel had a breakfast bar because I like to do dirty things with my waffles.
At a continental breakfast?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't say it that way.
I wake
I'm
up.
never going to eat breakfast ever again at a hotel.
I look at when they open. I look at when they open, and I make sure I'm one of the first ones there so that I have the place to myself. Okay.
Apparently you need the privacy. Go on.
I do need the privacy because what I like to do is
Not wear pants.
I was wearing sweatpants.
Is it because waffles are ribbed? Is that why? I mean, you're the one that said you do dirty things. My mind could only go to one place. Pancakes won't last. We all know this. We don't all know this. I take that back. Strike it from the record.
I don't know.
I said too much. Spencer, embarrass yourself. Go on.
No, what I like to do is continental breakfast. Their bacon's not good for anything. It's too crispy. It's been sitting out overnight. I'm pretty sure they prefer the bacon the night before and then just leave it in a warmer. So what I like to do is I like to take it and crumble it up into the batter as I put it in the waffle iron. And then I take the syrup that's right there and I drizzle it on top. And then I close the waffle iron and cook my waffle with bacon and little syrup crystallized pockets inside it. Trust me, it's delicious.
Great.
Sweet and savory.
I'm sure.
But it's also really weird. And I feel like I'm getting judged anytime I do this. Anyway, so this is like 5 a.m. I'm at the breakfast. I've got my crumpled bacon in a cup. And I've got my syrup next to the waffle iron. And I go to it. And I'm groggy. It's 5 a.m. It's an ungodly hour.
You sacrifice for weird homemade waffles, I guess.
I look around the breakfast area. The only people there are the hotel attendants judging me, but there's nothing they can do about it because I paid. Anyway, and I touched the waffle iron, and I was like, oh, it's locked. And the minute I touched the waffle iron, this lady comes screaming at me from the other room. It's used! It's used! Don't touch my waffles! Okay, fine. I'm sorry. I didn't know there was waffles in it.
Like she's yelling at you at 5 a.m.
Yelling at me. She comes around, and this isn't like, some overwhelmed mother of 5, which I could totally understand. Like she left the room to go sit with her kids. No, this is some lady from California with her goose down jacket all the way down to her knees and her frou-frou hat on and everything. She's there to ski, obviously. She's berating me. Now my waffles aren't going to be crispy. You can just have my waffles now. You ruined them. They're not going to be crispy anymore. I was like, okay, I'll eat your waffles.
What?
That's fine. I'll have double waffles.
You're like, actually, I like my waffles a specific way as well.
You wouldn't like it.
She probably would. Okay, keep going.
No. So she's like, you can have my waffles. That's fine. They're not going to be crispy anyway. I was like, okay, I'll eat them. And then she just stood there and stared at me until I walked away to the other waffle iron. There was 2.
Okay.
It wasn't a big deal. I cooked my waffles.
Right.
It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I remember because it's burned in my brain now to get a waffle from the waffle irons. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I make my waffle. I pull it out. It's nice and crispy. The lady's still standing there next to her waffles, getting them extra crispy. So my question to you guys is, like, if you leave your waffle iron, is there an expectation of privacy? Should you expect nobody to mess with your waffles if you leave the room entirely? Or do you have to stand next to your waffle iron while you're making your waffles? Like, am I being unreasonable here?
Oh, so this is like, am I the continental breakfast butthole? Yeah. Is that what we're talking about? That sounds wrong. But follow me where I'm going with this.
Waffle Karen. Like, is she just a waffle Karen? Or...
Well, look, she should not have left because it's 2.5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can be on your phone for 2.5 minutes and just stare at the ground. There's no reason to leave. But if a waffle iron was in process, if it was making something, I would awkwardly stand there for 2.5 minutes, kind of looking around for someone to come pick them up. I would not touch it personally.
So here's the thing. I agree with you, but it's 5 in the freaking morning. I did not realize the waffle iron was in process until I touched the handle to try and lift up.
Okay.
And when I realized it wouldn't lift up, I left it alone.
But did you eat her waffle though? After, when she's like, you could just have it?
She wouldn't let me. She stared at me till I walked away to the other waffle iron. I just went to that waffle iron first because it was closest.
She should join my HOA. I think we'd be best friends.
She might yell at you because dog poop on the lawn isn't crispy enough.
Listen, she should not have left. But at the same time, she probably felt like you that it was just she and the hotel staff that was there. and that she was totally fine. She could make her embarrassing waffle, similar to how you do it, and then go
But
from
you
there.
know what?
Make her little
I was
McGriddle.
there at 5 a.m. and I was planning on standing
Yeah.
next to my waffle till it was done.
Because you didn't want anyone else to see what you were doing.
Well, no, because when I put my waffle in the waffle iron, it's in use. It's my responsibility to make sure my waffle doesn't burn.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Like,
yeah.
It's like the laundry machine at an apartment complex. If you're not there when your machine's done and somebody pulls your laundry out, is that really your fault or their fault?
Yeah. Or I would say if it's there over like double time, and who knows what that time means, I would just say this is just, I would chalk this up to her having a temper and it being way too early in the morning for you guys to actually function correctly.
Honestly, the real people I blame, the hotel staff. They knew there was a waffle in there. They could have warned me.
I think they wanted it to happen.
I actually, when I was in Vegas last weekend,
Uh-huh.
it was the Hampton Inn or whatever. They actually had pre-made waffles that they put in a pan, so you had the option of making your own, but if you didn't want to wait in line, or if you just wanted 1/4 or whatever,
No,
you could
that
just
is-
take them
no.
like that.
Those are soggy
I thought that was
waffles.
a
They're
great-
cold soggy waffles. And there's no bacon bits.
And there's no bacon bits in it.
I'm starting to think that this is just another side of your personality, Spencer. I think you were just you were having this internal debate, and you were also Waffle Karen.
No, because I was like, the minute I touched it and she
Or
came, I was
Waffle
like,
Kevin.
Sorry, I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. Like, I owned up to the fact that I touched her waffle, but I also stayed next to my waffle iron when I started my waffle. I was vigilant.
The most awkward 2.5 minutes
Oh
ever.
my gosh, yes.
Yeah,
'cause
that is vigilance right
she
there.
was glaring at me the whole time, and I was just staring down at my waffle iron.
I don't think I've ever talked about a continental breakfast this long ever.
Well, for me, I go at 10 a.m. and there's only 30 minutes left, so it's all been sitting out since 5 when you made your specialty waffles, and I get these weird like the egg tag-alongs, whatever they all, it's just like, a little bit of crispy bacon, tiny little bit of
Like the
egg,
bacon
but mostly
toenails.
it's like bacon toenails. I get the fruit that's already browned,
Yeah.
and I go, hey, look, I deserve this.
Mhm.
I woke up late.
You know what? I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna be a controversial opinion because Stephanie and I traveled during the pandemic. We went to Glacier National Park and we stayed at a few hotels along the way.
Cool.
They had breakfast figured out during the pandemic. You went into a room that had baggies with breakfast burritos. You grabbed a couple baggies of breakfast burritos and you heated them up in your room.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to
That's
deal
great.
with any waffle Karens like myself or the actual waffle Karen.
You know how you piss off everybody at the continental breakfast? You take that waffle maker and then you take a couple danishes and you put the danishes in the waffle and you waffle those danishes.
So you get there at
Pretty dang good.
10:59.
Yeah, or whenever I want to, because I'm gonna piss off anybody, really. But no, seriously, waffle the danishes.
I feel like at this point, waffle is almost a euphemism for something else.
Yeah. No, it's just a verb. It's like apparently we're taking any and all breakfast and making it waffle. Does it waffle?
Oh,
That's the
no,
question.
I actually told Josh he has a waffle bowl, like iron, to
Pretty-
make waffle
yeah.
bowls. I need him to let me borrow that because I want to do some ungodly things to meat.
Okay, you got to stop saying the suggestive stuff about your food, okay?
I'm just gonna give it to you.
It makes my mind go in a certain direction. Nobody needs that.
I am a food artiste, okay?
Uh-huh. You're a foodaphile, okay? Just own it.
Name of the episode right there.
Look, I'm gonna give her a pass because she probably had a rough night's sleep. Maybe she had a stupid wedding to be at early in the morning. And look, I'm also giving you the pass. I just think neither of you should have been awake that early. That's ridiculous.
I had a purpose.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is horrible.
All right. Changing subjects here.
Okay.
There's a movie coming out that I have been stoked for quite a
Cocaine
time.
Bear already came out.
Yeah, I mean, the sequel comes out in a couple of years, but it's okay.
No, I'm a child of the 80s, more so than you two.
Excuse me?
By 30 days. You only
No.
spent 30 days in the 80s. It doesn't
We're so
count.
upset.
How offended you get?
It doesn't
Look,
count.
I remember going to a dance with you, Spencer, And the ages were 30 to 55, and they wouldn't let you in because you were 29 still for 2 more weeks. You
I
got
know.
ID'd to get into a 30-year-old dance. Okay?
Do you remember how the next time I went and borrowed my older brother's expired driver's license to get in?
The things we do. Okay. So you're a child
Okay.
of 30 Days in the 80s. Go on.
I grew up on the Ninja Turtles. I loved the Turtles. Like, that's something that stuck with me. I've watched every series that's come out since. I've collected the comics,
Mm-hmm.
and they're coming out with a new movie this fall. August 8th, I believe, is the
Okay.
release date. And they just released the trailer for it. A little backstory on this movie. This is produced by Seth Rogen. So, of course, he's going to make himself a character in it. He's actually playing Bebop.
Okay.
I can see that.
And if I had a nickel for every time Seth Rogen's played a warthog, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Good call.
But the animation on this one's really interesting. They just released a trailer for it. It's Into the Spider-Verse-esque. I think it's actually leaning a little more claymation-like. Have you seen it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It did feel more claymation with the like that smoothness of Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. The interesting thing is with the voices and things like that is with the Turtles this time around, they actually are leaning very heavy into the teenage part, and they cast actual teenagers to voice the Turtles. Now, the thing that's driving me nuts right now is they're doing, I don't know if it's intentional, if it's the studios or who's doing it. I blame Nickelodeon, but they're using the 2016 Ghostbusters handbook of marketing.
Okay, I have a few thoughts about that, but what do you mean by that?
So they are already starting to release articles about the people on Twitter that are upset that April in this film is black.
Yeah.
Honestly, everyone I've run into, everybody I've talked to in the forums and things, we're not upset that she's black. People are just sick of them trying to make April a teenager.
Yeah.
Because she's never been a teenager until the two most recent television
Right.
shows. We want to see the way April and Casey Jones in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe, the multiverse, the Turtleverse,
Sure.
the Shellverse. I don't know. They generally feel like a role of like the cool aunt and uncle to the Turtles.
Yeah.
So that's what people are upset about is we're just sick of seeing stop trying to make April this relatable teenager. It's not about if she's black or white or redhead. It's interesting that it's always the redhead that gets race swapped.
I know. Yeah. Ginger Lives. I know.
Anyway, I just wish they'd shy away from that marketing. I think it's just 1000% a marketing tool to create this fake outrage that they can defend against and get the articles out.
Yeah, it's true. I think so many of these movie companies, they rely on what Twitter will or won't do, and they want Twitter to act a certain way. And then they change their marketing, whereas most normal people don't care. Most normal people are not checking the culture war on Twitter because, wow, what a waste of time, right?
Honestly, most normal people don't care that there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie coming
At
out.
all. No, this is just publicity for publicity's sake. And that's the thing. It's like make April however you want April to be, but then don't also, the day the casting is released, be like, and everyone's mad at us. Isn't this crazy? Support us.
Oh, here's the thing. They leaked the casting like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
It's not until today everybody's all of a sudden outraged. Yeah, the trailer came out today, but they have an African-American actress voicing April. You could probably assume or infer from the casting announcement what she was going to look like. Nobody was upset about that. They're upset that they're making her a teenager.
I actually struggle with the voice of the Turtles because the Turtles to me feel 8 years old, and they're meant to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Donatello, who is my favorite, they basically make he sounds like an 8-year-old kid. And I'm like, fine. And honestly, my heart's not in this. I stopped following the Ninja Turtles back when the third movie came out and broke my heart. Right.
Oh.
and I went, okay, you know, and I have all these toys that their hands are chewed off by my dog back in the day. And because that's
at least it was your dog and not, well, me.
You. Josh is,
I had a chewing problem, man.
You were teething up until your late teen years.
Pretty much.
Teen years? I'm pretty sure Marianne gives him a biting toy at church.
Yeah. But no, I mean, that's the thing. Most people, like you're saying, they don't care. If a movie's good and they hear it's good, they're going to want to see it. And if their kids want to see a movie like this, and this feels very centered towards children, right?
It's coming from Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
It is 1000% geared towards kids. And it's almost if it wasn't Seth Rogen producing, I would say this is almost a knee-jerk reaction to the previous 2 Ninja Turtle films
Okay.
that went a little too adult.
Yeah, because Megan
for
Fox was April O'Neil,
Nickelodeon.
and I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's Megan Fox, right?
Just as long as she doesn't show her thumbs, I'm all for it.
We're good.
Mm-hmm.
I've come around to the toe thumbs.
You're like, I can't be that picky.
Look, if she's got toe thumbs and she's an 11 out of 10, I can deal with the thumbs.
8.7. Let's get real. But so, are you still excited for this, or are you just more annoyed by what the movie's trying to do? Because I'll tell you what,
No.
Velma did the same thing. Any Disney movie reboot that's coming out is saying the same thing. It's like, you're so mad that Tinkerbell is this way, and they're just being not even reactionary. It's they're just showing action.
Oh.
They're just being proactive.
This is marketing 101
Yeah.
now. This is the first thing everything does. I mean, even with the sequel trilogy, they kept on saying, "Oh, Rey's the first Jedi, their female Jedi, the strong female character in
Right.
Star Wars. You just don't like that." And that's their first response, and that they have the articles ready to go before the movie hits.
Sure.
As far as this movie, the Mutant Mayhem, I'm still excited to see it. If you get an early screening, let me know.
Okay.
I'll,
You got it.
I'll hit you up.
Yeah.
Because I'm a comic book fan. I'm okay having multiple iterations geared towards different audiences of a character. I think the big difference between this Mutant Mayhem film and Velma is Velma tries to be super, super meta and does not, just take shots at the source material.
Yeah.
Whereas Seth Rogen actually is a huge Ninja Turtles fan. And I think he's just trying to be true to the Ninja Turtles he grew up with, the 1980s Ninja Turtle, 1987 Turtle TV show, which this seems a lot more like that TV show, but with actual teenage actors in the role.
Right.
I am going to make a recommendation to you, though, as somebody who doesn't appreciate the younger Turtles, like more geared towards kids, which is what the TV shows are.
Yeah, I like my Raphael to swear.
Yeah.
Anyways.
If you want that, I've got a comic book I can lend you. It's called The Last Ronin, and it is the end game for all of the Ninja Turtles.
Okay. Yeah.
So it is about the last Ninja Turtle standing. I won't spoil who.
Yeah, I'll give it a chance. I just, I think it's just, I feel like I grew out of it, but obviously I have a lot of fandoms and geeky stuff I like that I'm sure is just as juvenile. So why not?
Well, it's not a long read. And I super enjoy it as a Ninja Turtles fan.
Right.
But I know Rick Smith, my brother-in-law who listens to the show, he also read it.
Mm-hmm.
As somebody that's like, I'm too old for Ninja Turtles and blah, 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 blah. He really enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
So as a comic fan, it's well written. They brought Kevin Eastman back to write the story. I'm looking forward to Mutant Mayhem, and I recommend The Last Ronin for you adult Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans out there that want kind of some closure to your dudes.
Okay. Fine. Deal. But yeah, the trailer was underwhelming to me. I like the way animation looks with a lot of movies like Puss in Boots and Spider-Verse. Does it really well.
I love that animation's going this way.
But I also think Turtles maybe lean too far in. A lot of it looks really ugly, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's a stylistic choice to show that they're mutants.
Yeah.
And everything's like they grew up in the sewer. But yeah, I'm as far as the animation goes, I'm really happy that they're leaning into that Puss in Boots, the blend of hand-drawn animation and CGI.
Right.
Kind of the pioneer of this one before Into the Spider-Verse did this, I think, was Klaus on Netflix.
Yeah.
Did you watch
Yeah,
that
loved
one?
it. Absolutely
The
loved it.
animation on that was fantastic.
Josh, did you see that one?
The Klaus?
Yeah, save it for Christmas if you haven't seen it.
Yes,
Okay.
I have seen it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just sitting over here thinking, I'm just biting my tongue, try not to tell a joke about the
Just
comic
say
book
it.
name.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see who's the last one. Anyways.
Felt like an elephant just entered the room.
Or a panda.
So Josh, have you been watching anything lately?
Dude, I've been watching quite a bit of like TV reality shows.
Yeah, what's wrong with us?
Marriage has done that to me.
No, for me it's not Marriage. I watch so many movies where I'm like, oh, it's so artsy. Oh, it's so cultured that I need trash in my life. I need to balance out the artistic nature with the scum on TV. And so I'm right there
Oh,
with you. It's reality TV.
The Bachelor is really kind of what I've gotten myself into.
Right.
I started last year with The Bachelorette.
Yeah, I remember we watched an episode.
Yep, and honestly, I like The Bachelor a lot better than The Bachelorette. Like, there's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just because The Bachelorette is just a bunch of dudes that don't know what the hell they're doing with their life. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they're all advertising executives.
Oh yeah,
I'm an entrepreneur.
But then granted, on the flip side, with The Bachelor, most of the girls are like, I'm a social media influencer.
Yeah, no, it's a true story.
But it's fascinating, and I sit here and just watch it, and there's the part with all the women who like break down because they don't get enough time with Zack, who's the Bachelor.
Yeah.
And like I just wasn't able to get enough time with him, and
I didn't get my one-on-one date.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, guys, like ladies, he's a tool. 100% a tool. Like when he got COVID a couple weeks ago, I'm sitting here and I'm like, how did he not like get the rest of the house infected? Because he's been making out with everyone, chick, everyone,
Josh,
like probably even the producers.
I would be doing the same though.
I know you would be.
Yeah, but we expect that from you.
Yeah, we expect that. But I guess part of it is probably because I understand what goes behind a lot of reality shows.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And the production of it, having a brother that is in the entertainment industry who has a TV reality show, I know what they do. Most of the time, like the actors and even the actors in The Bachelor, let's be honest, they're all actors.
They are, yeah.
They're basically being portrayed by whatever the producers put together.
Oh, I would love, it's actually my dream job to be a producer on that show. To be able to grab reaction shots and put them anywhere I want them to go. To take a story that doesn't exist and make it look dramatic for an hour and a half on TV. I think that would be so much fun.
Because let's be honest, like Zack on
He's super dull
this season. Oh no, he is 100% dull. And so when he tries to act like shocked or surprised, it's the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Because I'm sitting here, I'm like, dude, you're such a tool. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But but at the same time, like, yeah, it's infuriating, but I just want to watch it because
you like to watch things burn.
Yeah, I love to watch things burn. It's probably my second favorite hobby.
Look, it is sort of a voyeuristic sort of thing where it's like you can watch other people be crummy or full of drama and go, I feel better about myself.
I'm not a big reality TV watcher.
Right.
I've somehow been spared of Stephanie making me watch The Bachelor and Bachelorette to this point. But you've kind of keyed in on one of the things that I love, Survivor. I've watched almost every season of Survivor.
Yeah.
You've keyed on what's made the last few seasons of Survivor not as good as in the past. Is Jeff Probst, the host, is too nice to everybody.
Okay.
And everything is now an inspirational moment, and they don't have any villains on the show. And
lame.
there's like almost no drama on the show.
Do they still have like naked guys walking around?
No. I mean, they almost got in trouble for that one, and then they've had a couple other issues. But you don't have any people like Russell Hantz, who was a villain through and through and threw other people under the bus. Or Sarah Lacina, who stabbed everybody in the back to win. Like, you don't have that anymore. The most recent winner won because he didn't make any enemies and was quiet.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. And so that's one reason why The Bachelor works well, is because there are guaranteed to be about 3 different villains in every season. And there are some seasons where they're kept on the show for so many weeks. You go, I feel like the producers are forcing the major contestant, the Bachelor, Bachelorette, to keep them in the show. This season in particular, he's got rid of all the villains as soon as they are complained about. And it makes it way less fun to watch because you want that drama. This is reality, but you still want a narrative in some way.
I said that I've avoided reality TV shows like that to this point with Stephanie. But again, going back to our trip to Logan, we were watching TV and there was a commercial that came on for a new one called Farmer Wants a Wife. And she has told me that we are watching that and that I have to watch that one with her.
So welcome to the fold, basically.
That actually sounds really interesting.
No, you guys aren't scot-free. She insisted that you two join us. You and a +1 join us for the premiere.
Because we already watched this crap? Is that why?
Because you need to educate me on how it goes down.
Fine, I will bring Marianne. Kenny, you can bring your cat.
Listen, yeah, that'll be perfect. Me and the cat watching a dating reality show. Look, my standards
because
are...
it already happens, you know that.
No, my standards are so low. Spencer, you know this because you helped me access this. I started watching, I think, the worst dating reality show that's ever existed. Like, no joke, this is a new low. And I was like, I have to know what's going on here. And I started the show and I said, my brain regrets this, but now I have to finish the season.
Kenny, before you say the name of the show, Kent.
Yeah.
I do have to tell you, I felt so dirty downloading and getting this for you.
Listen,
I went through.
Okay.
I have a media server, and my friends and family have access to this. I went through and I removed access to everybody but you. I created a special folder that says Kent's homework folder.
So
I put that in. And I was like, I hope Stephanie doesn't see me putting this up because then I have some splaining to do.
So I didn't see the new folder. So I went to my Plex server and I searched out 4 letters. And I regret doing this. And these 4 letters are MILF. I started watching MILF Manor, which is, I think, currently on TLC.
What?
So MILF Manor, I will describe the premise of the show for you. But no, Spencer, thank you for doing that. And also, what have you contributed to? Because really, I feel like a worse person. It's almost like, should I watch the Human Centipede trilogy or MILF Manor? Which is worse for me? I'm not sure. And so, man, this show, okay. So I think there's like 8 episodes this first season. And if you've seen a TLC reality show, they're very redundant and they're not all that enjoyable. Although 90 Day Fiancé kind of has its moments. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in the show, there's like, here's 10 women all over the age of 55 and they all have a lot of plastic surgery, if you know what I'm saying, right? They could all float in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, and they're like, ooh, I love young men. And, and I'm here to find love. And I'm hoping he's, spry and blah, 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 blah. I don't want to get into details, but they're all pretty dirty. Anyways, so then they're like, let's meet your men. And they're behind this, their silhouettes are behind the shade. And they pull up the shade and it's their sons. So the women that have been invited to this island, the contestants are their sons. They're biological sons. And they're all about 25. And then then you meet these sons and they're like, oh man, I don't know what it is. I like a cougar. I like an older woman. And, this is what I plan to do. And you're like, please stop. Like, sure, there are types. And yes, there are conquests that people have. But to put them all in the same reality show, and granted, just to help.
Kenny?
Yes?
How much did Zach Wilson get paid to be on this?
Well played. Well played. So, and here's the thing. It's not like they have to date their moms. It's that they have to be there when their moms and vice versa date the other contestants. And they have to play games where it's like truth or dare. And they have to share like their deepest, darkest secrets. And some of the stuff is horrible. They played a game where in order to win the game, no, here we go. The group of 10 guys all stood there shirtless. And then the moms were blindfolded and they had to like literally grope the chests and shoulders and feel the bodies of the guys. And they had to tell which one was their son.
What? Oh, my God.
and if they did, then they won whatever they won. But I'm like, no, because these women are like, ooh, oh, this is really toned. And I'm like, please stop. And I'm still watching. What's wrong with me?
Oh, Kent.
I'm dying inside.
Oh, no. I knew it was bad.
And here I thought my love of watching The Flavor of Love was a
Flavor
horrible
Flav.
option. Oh yeah.
No, MILF Manor is a new low. It is
Uh,
truly a new low. And I haven't even finished the season. Every episode's getting worse and more suggestive.
You know it's a new low when it was a show that they made fun of on 30 Rock before it even existed.
Yeah, like 10 years before it existed.
Yeah.
So I will be deleting this as soon as I finish the season. But of course I'm finishing the season. And I do want to know from the audience, are you also guiltily watching MILF Manor? I need to know.
Basically, Kenny wants a support group.
I do want a support group that we can sit around. It's like it's been 3 days since I watched any MILF Manor. Coming off that
withdrawals.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like I just pulled up the website.
Yeah.
And good thing I see the TLC logo because I would have been mistaken.
They're giving their son some TLC, if you know what I mean.
It's no, please no.
Why do we even call it reality?
Well, yeah, I have no idea. Because it is, you stick it in that genre and you know it's trash. And when you're ready to consume that fast food of TV, you go, okay, it's a background show. Here we go.
I mean, it was just like WWE wrestling 20 years ago.
Take it easy. Watch it.
No, I'm going there because do you remember the tell-all that I think Fox did back in like 99? And there were so many kids my age that were shocked that WWE was fake.
Wait, you didn't know in 1999?
Really? I knew in 1999, and I was 9.
You see, Josh, you knew, but there. And by the way, it's fake, but it's not fake. Okay, like there is still,
I believe,
violence happening, right? Our fights, do people know how the story's going to go? Yes, but our fights still happening. Have they trained to get hit in certain ways and fall in certain ways? Absolutely. These are athletes, right?
Yeah.
These aren't the wrestlers we watched back in the 80s that were just, Tugboat and Earthquake and all those guys. These are legit athletes, but yeah, it's totally fake. Like everything about the narrative and the entertainment value, which somehow has still been standing.
I just held on to that belief because it was legitimately a memory that I had with my grandparents growing up because we would watch wrestling every time we would go over there for a sleepover or whatever.
Yeah,
and my grandma loves Hulk Hogan. But no, it's just all, it's sad that it's all fake, like, I don't know. You hold on to it as long as you can, I guess.
I think it's okay to hold on to something like that because there's entertainment value there that, it still presents something new, right? There's new stories, there's new rivalries. It's meant to be this a hype train at all times.
Okay.
And so there is consistent action and entertainment. Here I am being like a commercial for WWE, and I haven't truly watched it for 18 years.
Kenny, you're supposed to be the film critic here.
Oh no, I grew up on. So Josh and I were the same person. Remember, I grew up on WWF back in the day. It is a big part of me to the point where I wrestled all the time as a joke. But
did you have a wrestling name?
I've told you this.
Yeah.
I've said this on the show.
I don't know.
we know.
I don't know if I remember.
Kenny, we know that we've heard this and everybody's heard us, so we're just going to pretend to laugh along, but tell it for everybody else.
Wait, so you're going to pretend like you haven't heard the story before? That sounds,
it's in my skill set.
I've got a laugh track.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are saying you've practiced laughing at things that you've heard a million times before. Okay.
Yeah. Watch. Hey, Josh. 3, 2, 1.
Are you serious? That really happened?
That's awesome.
We're horrible. Anyways, my nickname, my wrestling name was the Spelling Bee. And I was 17, 18 years old. I was way too old to be doing this. And we'd light each other on fire. We'd wrestle on a trampoline with like no ropes on the outside, but we'd bounce against invisible ropes. We'd throw each other into tables that were on fire. All this stupid stuff. But no, Josh, that was a big part of me. And yes, deep inside, I'm like, it's real. It's real because I love it, right? Like you convince yourself that you love it.
Kenny, if it makes you feel better, I used to do the same thing, but I was 7.
You'd light yourself on fire and wrap chainsaw around your arms, or chainsaw, the chain link fence.
No, but we would on the trampoline do our wrestling moves. Mine was the tornado kick.
But here's my question, though.
Sure.
Is, okay, yes, I understand what you're saying about wrestling and everything, but kind of circling back to reality TV, like, can you apply that same thought process to TV reality, or is it just...
Yes. And I think it's all about, this is what wrestling perfected. Sorry, this became a whole different thing. I'm going to save a personal story about reality TV till another show. But what wrestling perfected is the face versus the heel. Okay? It's the Hulk Hogan who is the face for a lot of his career. And there was a heel, and that may have been Roddy Piper. Okay? Or Ultimate Warrior, or whoever, Macho Man. It's good guy versus bad guy. And that's what reality TV does so well. And sometimes it's 30 women vying for one guy, but in those 30 women, there are those that you're like, I want her to win, or at least be the next Bachelorette. But there's always a villain that's always trying to take up too much time and stifle everybody. This is in every reality show, even if it's two people. In 90 Day Fiancé, this guy is so weird. He is the heel. And I'm enjoying watching him be a vile person. So and that's what the producers and editors need to do in these reality shows to make it effective and make the show keep going. They need to make us enjoy hating someone or loving someone. I think it comes down to that.
Yeah.
That's honestly what Survivor has missed the last couple seasons.
Yeah.
Because they're on this love everybody kick.
Yeah, that's no fun.
So,
that's no fun.
It's no fun.
You need opposition.
I want to hate Russell Hantz again.
Well, and I think that's kind of also, kind of to change genres of reality shows, but I think that's kind of what killed American Idol. I mean, sure, it's back, but when they lost, like, Simon Cowell, who was, that bad
Josh,
guy, that person. What?
Haven't you heard? Katy Perry's the new Simon Cowell.
Is she?
Like,
I don't think so.
No, I read a story today. She is on blast for bullying a contestant.
Oh, okay. And that actually leads perfectly into, I think, the end of American Idol was when they removed the bad auditions, because we got to be Simon Cowell. We got to see people embarrass themselves. And yes, they want to take out bullying. They want to remove any sort of being rude. But
probably why they got rid of Ellen.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
no, there was other reasons for that one.
But it's like, we do need an inspirational story, because they're like, I grew up and I'm an orphan and I've been singing since I was 7 years old. And you're like, oh, she's really good. I hope she does well. And then the very next audition is someone doing terrible. It's she bangs, And so when they removed that and said, we want to promote positivity, I understand. We're in a world where there's a lot of negativity, but sometimes we need to thrive on that negativity just for a little bit and then turn off the TV and say, that was funny. That's why we need a Simon Cowell to say, thank you for being the voice and saying things that I would never say out loud.
Yeah. Well, that's why America's Got Talent does so well still.
Okay.
Because they have those, like heart wrenching stories.
Sure.
And then they have the horrible acts and everything. And
you need both.
They're true to that.
Yeah.
So it's this interesting conversation.
Yeah. I feel like I'm trying to write a college thesis on this right now. But I do love the aspects of real. I would love to work in reality TV.
It's
you'd be so good at it.
It honestly,
and I'm not just saying that. It's because you know how to craft a story,
right?
Yeah.
And you are just a trashy human.
Listen, thank you for downloading MILF Manor. I appreciate it. I'm almost done.
What boils
I'm
down
just
to
kidding,
right there.
Kenny, I'm sorry. You are not a trashy human.
No,
being.
I am. I am.
No. No, you have trashy taste.
Yes.
You are not a trashy human
being.
No,
it's the trashy taste to once again, it's the counterbalance. You need the good stuff to bring into your brain, and sometimes you just need the trash. And it can be good trash.
Okay, that just clicked. That just clicked with me in food. I love to cook like a $65 steak.
Yeah, of course.
Reverse sear, like go all out. And then sometimes I just like to get a double cheeseburger from McDonald's, remove the lower bun, slap on a spicy McChicken, and have my little McGangbang.
I've been there for one of those McGangbangs. He is serious about it.
Did you come up with this name? I wish you'd stop talking about food this way, Spencer. The things, the allusions to food that you've made in this show.
I did not come up with that name.
Okay,
actually.
thank goodness.
And that's actually one of the more appropriate names for it. Although I should call it a McNasty because that is probably the Utah name for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PG-13.
Ironically, I learned about this in Idaho, in Rexburg.
There's no censorship there. It's fine.
It would be Rexburg.
But Josh, in a future episode, because I'm sure we're still going to talk reality TV, we obviously have to finish The Bachelor this season. If we're watching The Farmer Gets a Wife.
Farmer Needs a Wife.
Yes.
Farmer Needs a Wife.
Josh, I know you have reality TV stories. I actually have one that I want to share, but when we have more time, we could get into that a little bit further.
Oh yeah, like I've been on a TV reality show, and I think you.
I was nearly there, and I will share the story. So,
yep, I think that's a good tease for a future episode.
I'm excited for it because, unlike your wrestling story, I haven't heard that one before, so I don't need to pretend to laugh.
All right, Josh, I feel like that's pretty good for time. You want to lead us out?
Guys, if you're still listening, thank you.
Seriously?
We understand there are tons of podcasts out there to choose from. So the fact that you choose to lend us your ears means a lot. And guys, we really do want to connect with you, whether that's through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You can follow the other show on those social media platforms, as well as adding us as friends on those platforms as well. Anyway, guys, we may be seasoned podcasters, but this is still a fairly new podcast. So please do us a solid by hitting the subscribe button on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and we're even on YouTube. So if you're listening on any of those platforms or whatever, please hit that subscribe button. Subscribing really does help others find the other show much easier. And also, guys, leave us a review. We read each one, even the irrelevant one-star reviews. If leaving a written review isn't your thing, you can always call my voicemail at 801-508-4989 with that comment, question, complaint, or even suggestion. And again, that number is 801-508-4989. But when you're not here listening to us, remember that you can listen to me on my other show at the Party in the Back.
You can hear me on my other show, Baconsale.
I have an idea for another show. First, you take a hot dog and you